beautiful and the world's largest waterfall, the Denmark Strait cataract, over 3 kilometers is this, right? But no, this is not that. All over YouTube you look up to it and you'll find out that all people claim to be this, but this is just an illusion on the Mauritius. So why that illusion occurs, I'll explain it in the further, but let's start with the Denmark Strait cataract waterfall. So when you hear the word waterfall, you probably imagine the water crashing over a cliff onto the ground from high, just like Niagara or Angel Falls. But yeah, we all know that Angel Falls is the highest and largest waterfall on the earth, right? But no, this Denmark Strait cataract is located hidden in the Atlantic Ocean, and it is over 3.5 kilometers underwater. It is at least 3 times taller than the Angel Falls itself, and there are always ships that's sailing over it every day, and completely unaware of the peoples that beneath them there is millions of cubic meters of water which is plunging right into the darkness every second. So between Greenland and the Iceland there lies a narrow stretch of the ocean called the Denmark Strait. At the very first glance it looks very completely ordinary. The cold waves come out, icebergs are drifting nearby, and there is nothing unusual we see out there. But beneath that surface, there is the greatest natural wonders out there, right? So it may sound very impossible, but we all think like that. How can water literally fall under the water itself, right? But the answer lies in the density itself. Not all the seawater is actually the same. The water which is near the Greenland is extremely cold and very dense. The water which flows from the north of the Atlantic is warmer and lighter. When these two water masses meet, the colder, heavier water sinks beneath the warmer water, and as it flows over the massive underwater ridge which is below the surface, it plunges downwards like a gigantic underwater waterfall, and we call this the Denmark Strait cataract. But unlike the waterfalls which are present on the land and you hear the sound of its roaring of the water, but you cannot hear about this. But the numbers are also very unbelievable about this. The water, it drops about 3,500 meters nearly, and the Angel Fall is literally 979 meters almost. So even astonishing is that the amount of water which moves through this. On every second, it moves around 3 to 5 million cubic meters of the water which plunges down. So the underwater waterfalls just exist because of a simple fact. We all just cleared it, that the cold water is heavier than the warm water, and because of the environment, the temperature near the Greenland, that makes the seawater incredibly dense, and the dense water reaches the underwater ridge between the Greenland and Iceland, and then the gravity takes over it and the water spills over the edge and it sinks deep into the Atlantic Ocean. So it's not just a geological feature just present out there. It helps power one of the Earth's most important systems too, the global ocean circulation, which we often call about the planet's conveyor belt. So the cold water which sinks here and it begins a journey where the deep ocean can take hundreds of years because of this circulation which redistributes the heat around all of the globe, and it helps to keep Europe much warmer than it otherwise would be, more cold. So it transports nutrients also through the oceans, which plays a role into marine life. So without this there might be something different in the temperature. So the scientists are actually monitoring the North Atlantic because the climate change which is altering the ocean temperatures, and the more the glaciers are melting and the more fresh water enters into the ocean, so it creates a problem for us. So perhaps this most important and incredible part of this, that the most people will cross just above it and they would never know about that there is a biggest, highest waterfall just below.